Hello, friends. Welcome to a new edition of our weekly webinar from Proficient Equities. And I am Shumoy Goswami. It is 4th of January of the new year 2019. And we just had our weekly closing 1.5 hours ago. And we will take a stock of the situation. But before that, let us start how the global equities are performing. You can see on my screen the S&P 500 daily chart, and S&P 500 has been in a protracted downtrend, and it has declined nearly 10% in the past 1 month. But last week we saw a rebound, and that rebound is actually not surviving. So we had a short-term top at 2,500, and market is actually continuing in its primary downtrend. So going forward, we are not expecting strong. We are not expecting strength in S&P 500, 2,500, unless it is taken out. The US equity markets are going to remain weak. And this will also reflect in the dollar index. And right now I'm opening the dollar index chart. Yeah, this is the US dollar index. And as you can see, prices are actually showing some weakness. Dollar index has made a triple top resistance at around 9750 region, and right now it is retracing. Although the primary trend is upward, but intermediate trend is down, and that is being shown in the dollar index. And if dollar index remains weak, which means the US dollar is not showing strength against the global currencies of 6 nations, that is its competing currencies, then the commodities those are traded in dollar are likely to be weak, are likely to be strong, and that is exactly what we are seeing in gold, silver, and crude oil. So let us take a quick look at how the commodities are doing. So this is the chart of gold on daily, and as you can see, prices are in a continuous upward momentum. Previous week we saw upward breaching of 200-day moving average. Prices are now trading above all the important moving averages, and prices are at they have produced a support at around 1280 odd level. So unless that level is broken downward, we are expecting the short-term uptrend to continue. Now let us see how crude oil have been faring. So this is the daily chart of crude oil. We are all aware that energy prices have been in continuous decline for over 2 months now. But in the past 1 week, thanks to some weakness in US dollar index, there was some short-term bottom at around $42.5 a barrel region for crude oil, and right now crude oil is showing some respite, and at around 45 to 44 level region, crude oil has found a short-term bottom, and nearest resistance is at around 51 to 52 region. So we are expecting this short-term strength to continue till that far. Now this is what's happening. This is what's happening in crude oil complex and in commodity complexes. Now let us turn our attention to the equities. So this is the daily chart of Nifty. Today it was a weekly closing, and we closed at a little over 10,700. Actually, Nifty has not been doing anything of much significance lately. For the past 6 weeks, it has been showing some short-term rise and falls. The overall intermediate term trend is quite choppy. And Next bout of buying we can only expect above some 11,000 regions. So unless the 10,900 to 11,000 regions are taken out, we are not expecting much of happenings, much of volatility in equity. Although the short-term trend is some short-term strength is a bit doused, and prices are right now trading below the important moving averages of prices are trading below the important moving averages of 200-day. So short-term trend is definitely down, and the violation of 10,500 will be important. Yeah, actually 10,530 level, that was the low of last week. So any long position should be held with that stop loss in cash nifty 10,530, and if that gets broken out, then chances are high that we will have to see some further sell-off going forward. So our short-term outlook in Nifty is mildly weak, and it will be reversed. The short-term weakness will be reversed only above 10,900 to 11,000 region. Once that region is taken out, we will be happy to take fresh long position in Nifty. So having said that, we continue to find some outperforming and underperforming stocks, and right now we are going to see which stocks are most likely to outperform going forward. And these stocks that right now we are going to see are showing intermediate outperformance. Not necessarily they will be rising right from Monday, but in the long-term chart, they are showing quite resilience. And one of the most outperforming in the Nifty pack, I'm not talking about the mid caps right now, but in the Nifty stocks, the strongest chart in intermediate term is ICICI Bank. And you can see why I'm saying that is that you can see that this particular stock is trading nearly at its life high, right? When Nifty is still some 8 or 9% below its lifetime high, but this important large cap stock, which also is a heavyweight in finance sector and of course private banking sector, is actually trading at its lifetime high. So we are bullish on ICICI Bank, and although the prices are right now negotiating a resistance zone, but as long as it stays above 350 region, ICICI Bank will be a stock to trade from the long side. There are other stocks from private banking sectors like HDFC Bank, which is also good, but yeah, this banking sector stock and especially the private banking stocks are the most outperforming sector in Nifty right now. Not to forget about the FMCG sectors. FMCG sector stocks are also doing good. Among them, notables are Hindustan Unilever, Dabur. Let me open the chart of Dabur. Yeah. So this is the daily chart of Dabur, and we saw a significant pullback from the lifetime high of 490 Right now it is an intermediate uptrend and trading above the support zone of 410 to 415 odd levels, and a movement above 430 will be extremely bullish for Dabur. Yeah, so we are also keeping a close eye on this stock in the FMCG sector. So Hindustan Unilever, Dabur, Colgate Palmolive, these FMCG stocks are uh, our top picks from FMCG sectors. Axis Bank, that is also a private banking stock. This is also in our list, and the stock is has completed an intermediate correction, and right now it is likely to take out the resistance of 630. Once it does so, that will be a good candidate to trade from the long side. So these were the stocks. Those are likely to outperform in the long to intermediate term. And also an important stock is Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance, that is the NBFC stocks. Let me put out the chart of Bajaj Finance. So you can see the intermediate trend is pretty clear. It is upward. So it had made a bottom at around 2000 level, and right now it is trading at 2500 level. So prices are trading above the important moving averages. So once it go past to 2650, that will be a very good candidate to trading in from the long side. So NBFC stocks, FMCG stocks, private banking stocks, uh, these stocks are looking good at this point of time. Even I will mention the Indiabull Housing Finance. Uh, that is only a short-term trade. Indiabull Housing Finance. Yeah. Although the primary trend is down, but right now it is showing strength. And if Indiabull Housing Finance manages to go past 850, then that will be a good trade to take from the long side. Now, let us concentrate on which sectors and stocks are most likely to outperform in the downward direction. That is, in case Nifty declines and it violates 10,530 odd levels sometimes early next week. So these are the stocks that we will like to trade from the short side, and most notable are the pharma stocks, the likes of Cipla, the likes of Sun Pharma. These stocks continue to remain weak, and this is the chart of Cipla. As you can see, the stock is actually hunting for a bottom, but quite weak, and it is likely to break this bottom at around 505 odd level, and once it does so, it will be a good candidate to trade from the short side. So Cipla is a good shorting candidate. And also Eicher Motors, the stock has put up bad numbers, and market is punishing it badly, trading at its 52-week low. And after some pullback, some pullback can occur. It is rightly trading at 20,000 level. Pullback is possible till 21,000 to 21,500 level, and if we get some pullback, then Eicher Motors will again be a good candidate to trade from the short side. That is, we are likely to sell it on strength. TCS is also a good stock that is showing weakness, and we will like to trade this stock from the short side because lately it has broken important support levels, and right now it is trading below 1900 level. Its all-time high is 2250, so it has seen quite some significant correction, and if it does not manage to go past 1950, which is the nearest level of resistance, then the short-term trend will remain weak. So these are the stocks that are also likely to underperform going forward, and these are the stocks that if Nifty actually breaks 10,500 odd levels, then these stocks will show significant weakness. So these are the stocks and levels for the next week. I hope you will enjoy the stocks to trade accordingly. You have to take careful risk measurement. You always trade with stop losses. And right now, signing off. And Happy New Year once again. See you next week. Thank you.